If you don't know where to start decluttering, every month I share 10 specific things to focus on for a clutter-free home. Small decluttering tasks that you can fit into your busy schedule. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura and I help you live a simpler, happier, more spacious life. And the first thing on our list is actually outside. So let's head out there, shall we? Okay, hopefully you can see because the sun is glaring today, but the first thing on our list is barbecue stuff, any accessories or any outdoor dining things. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's summer, you are probably starting to break out all of this stuff if you haven't already. If you're in the northern hemisphere, chances are you've just packed this stuff away. Go through and make sure the stuff that you have is actually going to last you through either the current season or the next season when you break it out. Now, my husband is the one who takes care of this. I want nothing to do with it, so this will be a job for him. But all of those things that come with us, give it a wash for a start. Filthy. Ours comes with like pellets. Can you see? I can't see a thing. The sun is like right here. But various different accessories and bits and bobs and grills and like mats and trays and tongs and all sorts. Maybe you've even got specific outdoor dining stuff, you know, condiments, you've got a table and chair set up, maybe some outdoor cutlery and things like that. Go through and declutter the stuff that you no longer want or need or is just not in good condition. And then, like I said, for the stuff that you are keeping, give it a wash, give it a scrub, make sure that it's not going to give you food poisoning. Okay, let's stick with kind of the dining theme then, but we'll move back inside for this next one. On the plus side, the cicadas are gone. Yay! Okay, let's hop down here for this next one. Oh, my hair. Okay, we're ignoring that. Anyway, this next one is a great one because you can get massive results with just getting rid of 1 or 2 items from this category, and that is pots and pans. Some of ours are in the dishwasher right now, but even just getting rid of 1 pot can give you a lot of space to work with. Even if you don't want to get rid of any, like completely declutter them, just look at the ones that you don't use on a regular basis. Maybe you've got a large one for like stews and things. If you're not using that on a regular basis, take it out of the places where you keep your most regularly used pots and pans and put it somewhere a little bit more out of the way. Same goes for like big roasting dishes and things like that. If you only break them out at, you know, special occasions like Thanksgiving or something, don't keep those with your regular use items. They're just going to get in the way. So we keep our regular use saucepans in here, and then for the bigger ones, we actually have those tucked away in a corner cupboard because we don't use them that often, so we don't need easy access to them, and we certainly don't want them taking up prime real estate in the kitchen. Declutter the ones that you don't need or want anymore, particularly if they've got like a non-stick coating and that has started to break away, that has started to come off, and even just the ones that you do still want but you know that you don't use on a regular basis. Get those out of your regular rotation and put them somewhere a little bit out of the way where they're not going to be taking up valuable space. A big benefit to decluttering is just making your everyday life that little bit easier, making the things that you want to access easy to access. It's about setting up those systems and routines that just make life better. So if you don't want to get rid of it completely, consider at least getting it out of the way. And let's face it, we all use the same saucepan over and over again. So that's the one you want to keep within easy reach. Almost embarrassed to show you this next one, but again, this is my husband. So I am just like putting all the blame on him. Nothing to do with me. I don't really cook. It's just not one of my strong suits. So this is him. He's not here to defend himself, so we'll put 100% of the blame on him. That is spices and seasonings, all that sort of stuff. You know what? I'm gonna hop up here so you can get a better view of the actual disaster that is this cupboard. Ooh. Lift you up. Okay, now you have somewhat of a better understanding. I will give a pan of everything so you can see all the stuff that is shoved in the back and everything, but go through your spices, your sauces, your oils, all of that stuff, seasonings, herbs, etc., and whittle them down. I am willing to bet that you probably have a spice or a herb that has been sitting there a lot longer than maybe you thought. Now I know some of them will survive a long time, but chances are a lot of them are past their prime. They don't have the same flavor or scent anymore. Maybe you have two that are the exact same, but they're both half empty and you just decant them into one container, thus saving yourself some space. Or you could resort to natural decluttering and just make a concerted effort to actually use what you have on hand. So look at the different types of spices and herbs and stuff that you have and find a recipe that will actually use them up. Let's face it, there's no point having all of them if you're not actually using them. Now I've got to get out of here because this cupboard gives me anxiety to look at. I'm just... Okay, out of the frying pan and into the fire, as it were, because here is another cupboard that gives me anxiety. And again, my husband, because I do not bake. Baking supplies. I'm gonna have to get a step because I'm on my tippy toes here. Let me get a step. Oh, too small now. Okay, not the most flattering angle we're looking up. Can you see just how much stuff is up there? This is a disaster. So this shelf here is for baking stuff, and then this is kind of overflow stuff, so like extra drinks, random things. I'm actually so glad that I don't bake, because if I had to look at this cupboard on a regular basis, no, it just gives me palpitations. I honestly don't know how my husband finds anything in here. Like, this is the thing I use the most, measuring jug. So it stays here, right at the front, balanced precariously, plus the little hand mixer. But yeah, this is not a pretty sight. I'm sure your baking cupboard looks a lot better than this, but go through it still. Pick out the things that you don't want, things that you could donate or even just dump if they're in really bad condition. Make sure that you're checking all of your flowers and things. Make sure there's no bugs in there. You could transfer them to airtight containers if you want. Maybe even buy some containers or kind of repurpose ones that you have around the house so that you can corral all of those smaller things, you know, sprinkles and the little things, what do they call them, like piping things, you know, all those things, cake decorating things. Clearly I know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to baking. But clear it all out so when the mood does take you to bake a cake or make some scones or something, you can actually find what you need and you don't have to pull 10 things down on top of yourself just to get at the flour. I don't even know how much flour we have in here, but definitely more than we need. I think a lot of us can say that over the past year and a bit, we probably bought more flour and things than we normally would because we were baking bread and making cookies and all of those things. You know, we were stuck at home. What else could you be doing? But maybe you have an excess supply now that you know you're not going to use. Or again, like with the spices and stuff, make a concerted effort to actually use that stuff up. Don't let it sit there until it goes bad or until the insects take over. Write out a little meal plan for yourself or plan a little weekend baking session. If you've got the flour, flaunt it. And again, let's get out of here because no, hate this situation. Okay, let's head downstairs for this next one then, and that is party supplies, decorations, all that good stuff. I try and keep all of ours here together in this one space, and it's just got random things for all sorts of occasions, birthday parties. So we've got paper plates, cards, ribbons, poppers, cups, napkins, candles, just random stuff, but anything I would need to throw together a party, including gift bags, stickers, ribbons, all of that sort of stuff. I tend to repurpose a lot of this stuff. So somebody gives us a gift bag, even wrapping paper, I will save it and reuse it. There is a lot of stuff in here, particularly all these like paper cups and stuff that we're just not going to use. You know, I bought them thinking we might use them. They're still in their plastic wrapping and everything. Sometimes we use them, some of the paper plates, but generally, no. I'm at a stage in my life where I'm no longer willing to clean up after other people. So if we are having a party for our daughter, we usually have it somewhere else, where someone else is cleaning up afterwards. So I don't think I'm going to need any of this stuff really. And like I said, some of it is still in its original packaging, so I can give it to someone else. I know our neighbor, she has 2 kids and they regularly have parties and stuff. She may enjoy it, or I could just donate it. I will say I do think it's a really good idea to have them all in one place. That way, if it is someone's birthday and we are just like eating some cake or something, or we just wanted to decorate with some balloons or something, I know where they are. I can just come to this one place. I know exactly where everything is when I need it. So handy. Okay, back upstairs for this next one, and you may have noticed there is a bit of a theme going on. It's all kind of party, dinner, hosting or gathering related, because I know at this stage restrictions are being lifted in a lot of places, and so there are more get-togethers, more parties, more people just coming around to say hi, more barbecues. Which is why it's a great time to make sure that the stuff that you need is actually in good condition, that you're not rooting through a pile of junk to get to the stuff that you do actually want to use. But also even just to maybe give you a heads up if you are going through your barbecue supplies, for example, you've got people coming over, you might realize that you're missing something. So the process of decluttering can help you not only get rid of the stuff that you don't need, but realize what you do actually need. Yes, we are back at this cupboard again. I should have just done this the first time around, shouldn't I? Anyway, that is Tupperware or food storage containers, so tubs or maybe even Ziploc bags, things like that, anywhere that you would store food, as in leftover food and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a great time to go through those, because like I said, if you are going to parties or you are hosting people, you're probably going to be using a lot of these. You may discover that you have a lot more than you need, or you will discover something that is missing its mate. Now this one I know is just in the dishwasher, but go through the stuff, match up everything, put the lids with the bottoms, and anything that is just kind of past its prime, you know, has seen better days, you could get rid of that. Also forgot to mention in that section that because a lot of kids will be out of school now, it's a good time to go through all of those lunch boxes, see if they're still in good condition and can still be used next year. If not, it's time to let them go. And somebody has started cutting their grass. Great. Anyway, another consideration. This actually does tie in nicely, but if you are going to be spending more time outside, then now is a great time to go through any sort of insect repellents that you have. Sprays, wipes, all those types of things. You may have had some sitting around for a while, maybe they have expired, they're just not in great condition anymore, maybe some of them are actually empty and you just didn't realize. Or maybe you've just realized that you want to switch over to more natural insect repellents. If you've got a lot of stuff that has DEET in it, for example, you may decide that you want to switch to something that does not have DEET in it. Entirely up to you. This is a nice small category that you can very quickly go through and whittle down some items. My husband, I don't know what it is about him, but the mosquitoes love him, so he's all about the DEET and the toxic chemicals and all that stuff. He's like, spray it all over me, because he gets a lot of bites and some of them end up very bad. So he's all in favor of all this. I'm not, but if I were bitten as regularly and as badly as he is, I would probably reconsider too. Personally, I just keep some citronella candles around. I'm not sure if it does any good, but I try. While we're here actually as well, like with all the other things, you can just keep them all in the one place so that when you are looking for them, you know where to go. We used to keep them like spread all throughout the house and then couldn't find them when we needed them. Oh, now you stop cutting the grass. Yes, of course you do. Let's actually go back downstairs for this next one. This category is something that has only recently become a category for me, something that I've been thinking about, but I know that a lot of people would have this sort of stuff sitting around, and now might be a good time of year to actually use it. Down on my staff for this next one. Paint and paint supplies, accessories. So we're talking actual paint, brushes, rollers, trays, stirrers, drop cloths, things to open the canvas, a whole new world for me. But sneak peek at my office in the middle of its redecoration, which will be done any century now. While I was looking for paint, so the previous owners of this house left some of the paint, you know, the leftover paint that they had used to paint this house, and I went in to see if there was anything kind of usable there, opened them up, and no, not usable. So if you have paint samples, paints lying around, go through them all now, see if they are still in good condition. If not, make sure that you safely dispose of them. There are certain ways that you have to dispose of paint. Again, whole new world to me, but also, you know, the brushes, rollers, etc. Listen, okay, painting, this is a new world to me, but is it just me, or is the painting itself actually okay, but it's really the sucky part is really washing the brushes and rollers and trays and stuff afterwards. Oh, it's just a nightmare. I would happily paint 10 rooms if I did not have to clean up afterwards. So yes, maybe you've got some stuff that you didn't properly clean, and no judgment, I can easily see how that would happen, but they weren't properly cleaned and maybe now they are unusable. It's also a really good idea, and the previous owners did this, which was very handy, but if you have, you know, like the paint sample or the name of it, just to make a list of the different colors in your home, so that if you do need to do touch-ups or kind of repaint something, that you have all of that information at hand. This taping, that was another nightmare. Anyway, yeah, go through painting stuff, particularly, like I said, if you are going to be having people over, maybe you want to redo, spruce up the outside of your house, or maybe you've got like a decking area or something that you need to put sealant on. We definitely need to do that with our deck outside. So yeah, all those paint supplies, go through them, make sure that they are still in good condition. If they're not, make sure that you are safely disposing of them in whatever way your local area does it. Oh, and if you do want to see my office reveal, make sure that you are subscribed, because I will be revealing it soon-ish. Okay, let's go all the way upstairs for these last two. Oh, super dark here. Also Ferris, poor Ferris, has seen better days. I'm trying to revive him. Okay, here we are. Let's stick with the kind of gathering or meeting people again thing, and, you know, maybe getting a little bit more dressed up. So let's talk hair accessories or hair styling tools or products. I'm not sure how many hair clips one person needs, but apparently I think it's a lot. I mean, there are, at a rough estimate, 11 bajillion hair clips in here. I don't know why, but what I do know is that as soon as I actually take one out to use one, like put it in my hair, it will either disappear in my hair and I will never see it again, or I will, you know, take it out at the end of the day and just put it down on the counter while I go to comb my hair or something, and then I will turn back again. Disappeared. So even though right now I have a stash of 11 bajillion, in about 2 weeks I will have a stash of 1. Anyone else? But also, yes, all of those tools, supplies, combs, brushes. Now, depending on how extensive your collection is, you could keep it to just like styling tools, you could keep it to just hair clips and bows and headbands and stuff. My collection, apart from the clips, is quite modest because generally I keep my hair quite short, but obviously I haven't been going to a stylist the past year and a bit, so my hair grows ridiculously quickly. Oh, I'm this close to shaving it all off. This close. I just can't. This is too high maintenance for me, even just tying it back. Too high maintenance. I just want to get up and go. Yes, now that it is becoming kind of normal to meet people again and to go out and socialize, now that some restrictions are being lifted in places, going through all of that stuff, getting rid of what you don't need, and particularly I think over the past year, if you're like me, your hairstyle probably has changed, so you may find that the old tools you had maybe don't work for your new style, or maybe you bought some stuff while you know, weren't able to get to a salon and now you don't really need it anymore now that you are going back to see your regular hairdresser, or whatever the reason is. Go through your stuff, see if there's anything there that you could donate, dump, recycle, maybe gift to someone. I've got a curling tongs that is still sitting back there, brand new in the box. I don't know why I bought it. Don't even like brushing my hair, let alone spending ages curling it. But anyway, hair supplies, tools, gadgets, gizmos, clips, all that sort of stuff. And then, and I'm not bothered getting lights for this closet, it's very dark, but it's getting the lights in here awkward. Anyway, footwear. Up here, heels, down here, flat stuff. I have not worn a heel in a long time, but recently I have restarted, and yeah, I'm remembering why I stopped wearing them. Anyway, depending on what season you are coming into, maybe you're coming into warmer weather, so you're breaking out the sandals, the flip-flops, maybe some strappy heels, or you're coming into winter, colder weather, so you're breaking out the boots and all the fleece-lined things. Now is a great time to go through, and you can just pick one, like a particular seasonal type of shoe if you don't want to go through all of them, and just get rid of anything that is no longer in good condition and is not going to see or withstand another season. Probably have some flip-flops in there that have seen better days, or maybe you're just like me and you're wondering if heels are worth it anymore. Do your feet a favor and get rid of all the footwear that you don't feel good in. Okay, let's bring it back out to the light. What are the restrictions like where you live? Are they being lifted? Do you feel comfortable with social gatherings now? How are you feeling about the whole thing? And like I said, this is a monthly series here on this channel, so if you are looking for some guidance when it comes to what to get rid of, then make sure that you are subscribed. Until next time, stay safe out there, folks, and you know, look after your local introvert who will be struggling right now. Go raibh míle maith agaibh. Agus feici mé sibh sigalua. Slán!